Welcome to the 1000 sub Q&A special. It's really weird to say it. I never thought I'd be here. It's quite a surprise. But thank you all for all of your awesome support so far. So I decided to do a Q&A and I asked some questions on my 2020 year review video. I've also asked one on some Kinseed videos. As of right now, I'm going to record this in probably multiple parts, but as of right now, I've had 2 comments, but they've both had quite a few good questions, so we'll be going over those. First, we have Andy W. And first off, to get the most important question out of the way, where do you stand on pineapple on pizza? I am so for pineapple on pizza. I do not understand people who do not like it. It's probably my top, if not my top, my second top favorite pizza is a Hawaiian. So very much for pineapple on pizza. Then for the other questions, I'd be interested to know what your earliest video gaming memory is and what platforms you started on. Do you have any consoles before getting into PC? So I would say probably my earliest gaming memories would be on a PC that my grandma had when we were very little, probably like 6 or something like that. She had a bunch of educational games, like things that would help you do math and spelling, and there was one that had to do with like memorizing phone numbers and that kind of stuff. So I'd say those were my first ones, but I don't think that's like all that interesting. So I think I'm gonna go through just kind of like the timeline of my gaming stuff. So my grandma has always been kind of my first gaming stuff because my mom didn't really believe in us having any kind of games growing up. We didn't have any kind of real gaming things until we got a PC, and we had one game for that. And then in high school we got a Wii. So that's pretty much all that happened at home. So most of this is going to be with my grandma. So she had a PC for a very long time, starting when we were very young. The educational games, and then eventually she got a PlayStation. And I can't remember if it was PlayStation 1 or 2, but she got that so that any grandkids who would come over could play on that. And so I played a lot of Spyro, Jak and Daxter, The Sims 1, and then I think those are kind of the only main games we had on the PlayStation at her house. And then eventually she had a laptop that we could play both Sims 2 and 3 on. And then for the PC we had at home, the only game I had on that would have been a Quidditch game, which I am still very sad isn't been like redone because that was such a fun game. We had a like second or third hand NES, I think. So we had a little bit of like Mario Brothers and some other games along those lines that we played, but it was very iffy on whether that thing ever worked. So like that and the Donkey Kong game. That's pretty much all we had there. And then I think the last thing I really played as a kid would have been my brother-in-law had a PlayStation 2, and we played Dark Cloud, which is still like up there in my favorite games ever. And then it wasn't, so all of this kind of happened on the weekends. Like we didn't really get to play any games during the weekdays because, like I said, we didn't really have it at home. So my serious gaming didn't happen until I moved out with my boyfriend my second year of college, and that's where I played Oblivion. And that's what it was. We played Oblivion for maybe a couple of months, and then Skyrim came out, and I was sold after that. I have so many hours that I've played Skyrim, like pretty much everybody ever. But those two are probably the first games that I really got into gaming with. Oh my god, that was all from one question. So The next question that Andy asked was, what new games or DLCs are you most looking forward to that are expected to release in 2020? So the first one that I can think of that is coming out in 2020 is Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch. That's coming out in March, and I'm incredibly excited for that. I love Monster Hunter World. It's the only one I've played in the series, but I have hundreds of hours in that game. So I'm looking forward to the new edition. I think the new Horizon Zero Dawn is coming out in 2020, maybe? Or, he says 2020. 2021. So, Monster Hunter, March of 2021. And then, I think new Horizon Zero Dawn's coming out. I'm not sure what else is really coming out this year. I haven't been keeping up with it too much. I do have 2 games that I've supported on Kickstarter that I'll be doing on the channel. Let me see when those are coming out. So first we have My Time at Sandrock, which is the follow-up to My Time at Portia. Ooh, early access should be in early spring 2021. So that's another one I'm really looking forward to. And then something called One Lonely Outpost, which is going to be kind of like a space farming sim. The early access coming out. So towards the end of the year, so September of 2021. So those 2 I'm also looking forward to this upcoming year. Oh man, and if you could only play one game for the rest of your life, what would it be? This one's so hard because there's like an instinct to say like what your favorite game is, but I don't know that most of my top favorite games would be that replayable. So I think I've thought about it a little bit. I think I would say RimWorld, just because of how many different ways you can play it. And it's one that I've already played so much on and I'm still not tired of it. So I think it would be that, especially if mods were allowed, because with the mods I could pretty much have a game that evolved in how I played it forever. The next comment is from Green Halsey. So what has been your favorite series you've ever done on your channel? I just realized I haven't thought about your comment nearly enough for this. Looking through all of my playlists at the moment. I really enjoy doing the games I've played. It's not really a series technically, but it would be, I would talk about all the games that I was playing outside of my channel for that month. It was a whole lot of fun. I do kind of like a review of the game that I'd been playing. It took a lot of effort to edit those. Maybe I'd be better at it now because I was doing those, God, how long ago was like... So I was doing these back in 2017, so I might not have had the same workflow I have now, but I had a lot of fun kind of talking about games that you guys don't see me play because I do play outside of my channel a lot. So that was something that I really enjoyed doing. And then for like a real series, I would probably say the Subnautica series, just because it was a lot of fun and it made me finish a game that I probably would never have finished if it hadn't been a series. So I'd probably go with that, but there's a lot of ones that I enjoyed making. What game do you miss playing the most? Ooh, there's a lot of them. I do wish that the My Time at Portia series had ended better, that I had been able to accomplish more in the time that I was playing it and all of that. But that's not really something I miss playing. I think I would say the ones that I miss playing the most might be either Oxygen Not Included, or maybe the Anno 1800 series, but that might just because I really like those games. Which game or video was the hardest or took the longest to make? So, the hardest to make by far would be the every possible slime combo, just because I had to collect every slime, make every combo, and then manage them and make sure they all worked in the video, and there was so many hours of video to cut down to those short videos. So that was probably by far the hardest. or especially the longest. Some other ones that were really hard to edit would have been, I've done a couple of like review videos of games, which I really enjoy, but trying to get visuals that like lined up with what I was talking about and like deciding the best way to go about that was pretty hard to manage. And like I said, those ones where I would do the like mini review of all the games I was playing in the month, those took a long time because there was just a lot of footage that needed to be from a bunch of different games. Those were pretty hard. For which game was the hardest? I would say Subnautica's up there because that one just was very emotional to play because I was so scared a lot of the time. Not many of my games are really hard to play, kind of by design. I don't want games where I'm struggling a lot, so I only play games that I feel comfortable with. But I do know that a lot of times the games I'm playing, there's like say, Oxygen Not Included, there's probably way better ways to be playing them than what I do naturally. But it doesn't mean that it's necessarily hard the way I play them. And then for the one I skipped over, what is your favorite or some of your favorite moments in videos? So I think this would be a fun way to look back at some clips. So some of the ones that I've really enjoyed was, I think there's 2 moments playing in the Sister Saturdays, and I'll pull those up, both of them being from Overcooked. There's some very good moments in Overcooked that just still make me laugh like none other. Get to the chopper.
No! No! I had this plate ready! Your freaking motherfucking ingredients made so I couldn't put it on there! God! It's gonna catch on fire. It's gonna catch on fire. It's gonna catch on fire.
Where's the extinguisher? Okay, it's up front.
No! Go get it! Everything's weak!
I'm crying. I can't see. We were doing so well.
We were doing so good. No! This keeps changing. We had such a good rhythm going, and then I died.
If you haven't watched that series or that episode, you really should. Choosing the part to highlight is incredibly hard. I've been laugh crying trying to find a part. So if you need a laugh, I definitely recommend that particular episode. Then there's the clip with the biter scaring me in Subnautica. I still love that moment. And it still scares me, even when I rewatch it. I know it's coming. It still can make me jump. Doesn't show the that big piece of wreckage. Oh my god! I have no idea why that scared me so much. I think when I first barely was receiving it, it looked bigger than it actually was. Oh, hey, okay. I don't know why that scared me so bad, but that was good. This moment is recommended by Halsey herself. I was being chased, or I thought I was being chased by a Reaper, and I got really, really scared and then ran into a rock. It went very poorly. I ran into a pillar. Oh my god. I got so scared I had smacked I ran into it, flipped my Seamoth up parallel to the thing I ran into, and managed to get out of the Seamoth. Another moment that I really remember is I was in a scary part in Subnautica, and then my cat knocked stuff off of a shelf, and there's just so much commotion. It was golden. So, can I get something from this if I hit it? Nope. I hate the little sounds. Apologies for that. I don't know how much of that I'm gonna cut, but I imagine quite a bit because that was loud. My cat knocked over something and it ended up knocking stuff from like 3 shelves onto my desk. So that was quite a startle that I didn't need. So those were some of my favorite moments. If you guys have any other that I missed that you really enjoyed, you should share them down below because it is a lot of fun looking back at those. And then 2 business notes. One, I'm making a Discord. It's in the works. I think I'll have it in the description. If not, maybe in the next video. It's not going to be fully finished, but it's coming along. I'm getting somewhere with it. And then I am also working on a Patreon, getting that set up. I'm not quite finished with that, but I figured the tiers would be like $1 would get you obviously access to the Patreon feed. So I do polls, share bloopers, that kind of stuff there. And then a special, all I could think of is tag. In Discord. Oh, special role. That's what they're called. You get a special role in Discord. The second tier, you would get a digital postcard with art from myself and probably with the help of my sister. And then the final tier, which will be very limited, will be a physical art postcard that I would do. And those would be special to each month. So those are what I'm working on in the background. The Discord is probably going to be placed into the description soon, and I'm not sure when the Patreon will be finished being set up, but those are the business things. So with that out of the way, thank you guys so much for the support so far. It's been incredible. I don't know how else to thank you besides just saying thank you. I know it's kind of stereotypical, I guess. That's what most YouTubers say anytime they hit kind of a milestone. That's the one. But I don't know what else to say besides thank you. So I appreciate all the support that you guys have given me so far. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.